A teacher's training saves a 2-year-old's life. Coming up, we'll share the story of how a life was saved over lunchtime and what parents should know about where they're sending their kids.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jennifer Hoff. Sometimes it might take a near-death situation to prove just how important proper training can be. There may be no better proof than a Middleton daycare scare. News 3's Danica Lewis joins us now with that story and some of the lessons that just about everybody can learn from it.
Well, this is one of those phone calls, Jennifer, that no parent wants to get, and prays that they never ever get. An unresponsive toddler not breathing and relying on other adults to pull through.
That's very nice, Bree.
At Clubhouse for Kids 2 in Middleton,
I make a nice castle.
I love your castles.
Katie Schmoll stacks styrofoam blocks with a dozen 2-year-old builders.
You are making it very tall.
Around noon, Schmoll goes from architect to lunch lady.
Just sat down and first bites were taken, and that's kind of when it all started.
Wednesday, one of her toddlers started choking.
Softest pear you could probably think of.
A piece of pear is all it took to stop her breathing.
You just do a lot of praying real quick.
Staff did the Heimlich, tried to scoop anything out of her mouth. Nothing worked, so Schmoll started CPR.
Everything was in our favor that day.
Little Livy came too in the ambulance.
She was responding and saying, you know, mama and dada, and but still just completely out of it. Do you want a big push from Daddy?
Mom Ann and Dad Jesse spent 2 nights with her at the hospital.
Even when she's sick, we've never encountered her slowing down even a beat.
The Loechners say they owe everything to the teachers who kept Livy living.
How do you even thank all these people? There just aren't enough words that, I mean, they saved her life.
You could call it a classroom of heroes.
If it's 3 people, 2 people, 5 people, as long as you can get this child breathing, you've got to do it.
I'm looking forward to when she's back on Monday and back to her normal self and running around.
Certainly back to her normal self now. This is why CPR certifications are mandatory for daycares in the state. The owner of Clubhouse for Kids says any child care facility should have proof of updated training, so parents don't ever hesitate to ask to see that.
That's good advice. Anything else maybe that parents should keep in mind?
Well, this is something that definitely triggered the Loechners to consider at least training for CPR. The daycare owner encouraged parents and anyone who is around children to seek out that training. She even wants to host a session at the daycare. But of course, we just wish Olivia well. She's doing so well, and speedy recovery that she's already had, and a very energetic little 2-year-old.
I'm sure. What a cutie, Danica. Glad she's doing well.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing.
Sure thing.